When I first started coming to Beachside, I started serving immediately because I had been jumping churches and trying to find one, but I felt like the best way for me to find out this was somewhere that I wanted to call a home, serving and getting to know the community was going to be the easiest way. And so after about a year of serving, I don't know, it was just like one of them things, when God starts tugging at your heart, like, all right, next step. We always talk about, tithing and giving financially and stuff. It really started tugging at my heart, but somebody who grew up poor, somebody who works in the entertainment industry and is living by gigs, not even like full paycheck to paycheck. We're talking, I might have 2 gigs this week, but then I might have, 1 gig next week, and then I might have 5 gigs the next week. I never know. After I had dead set that I was gonna do it, that first week, I just had a really good week that week. And so at the end of the week, I think it was like my tithe would have been like, it was like almost $300 or something. And so then I was like, it's a lot of money. And I did it, but then like the next week didn't go so well. And then honestly, I thought to myself, I'm like, if I hadn't tithed that much, this week wouldn't, I think I had like I got rained out or something the next week. And so I don't think I tithed at all that next week because I was scared. God he'll talk to you if you listen. And he just kept reminding me, I got you. I got you. I just want you to be faithful. I probably went through a couple of months of that. I would tithe when I had a good week, but then if I didn't feel like, if it was close to the time rent was ready, I wouldn't. And after a couple of months of that, I finally was like, okay, I've got to get this like dead set. And that's when I decided that I was gonna start doing on a per paycheck basis. No matter how big or small the check was, I was gonna tithe 10% that day. As soon as that check would clear the next day, I would tithe the 10%. I'd try $20, or if it was 150, I'd send 15. I found it a lot easier doing it that way because it wasn't as overwhelming. By the end of the week, I had tithed the same amount that I would have if I had just waited until the end of the week and done 10%. But I wasn't overwhelmed by it. I wasn't stressed by it. It just got easier over time doing it that way and trusting in God. But it was a lot easier just giving it to it in the smaller portions than it was into one lump sum at the end of the week. For me, giving financially is important just as much as it is serving, because I know what it's like to have a need. I grew up poor. I raised 4 kids without any kind of financial help. I had to rely on food banks sometimes. I had to reach out to Sharon and Karen to pay my light bill before. But so if there wasn't people giving financially, these kind of nonprofits or organizations wouldn't exist. That's what I have in my mind and what's in my heart when I'm giving, even if it's $10, even if it's $20, if it's $200, I know that it's going toward the kingdom, and God's going to use that to bless somebody else. God has blessed me with so much that I feel like I would be greedy by not giving. My bills are paid. I have clothes on my back. I got food in my refrigerator. My living situation now is better than it's ever been. And I'm not saying that I don't have an issue financially, but God has been so faithful in so many different seasons of my life that now I can breathe and I can trust that God's going to take care of it, regardless of whether a show happens or not. And I'm still going to keep tithing, and I'm still going to keep donating. I'm still going to keep serving. God works through people to help people. It's our job to be faithful and to allow him to use us to do his work. He blesses us, and he expects us to take that blessing and go out and help others with it. Because I know that I'm blessed, and I know that everything that I have is from God. And so I can't not use it for his kingdom.